Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am.
As you can see on your screen, we are going to do Modi method today. Okay, this is an optimality test in transportation problem. We have done three methods in transportation problem. Third one is the most important one, but all three are important. Okay, it's not that you may leave one and understand the other. It's not that you have to learn everything. But the most applicable one in practical field is BAM, that is Vogel's approximation method. Alright, now when we have learned the methods of assigning the number of units, the different routes of taking the material from the origin to the destination, knowing the costs and the exact name of the destinations as well as the origins. When we know that, and after assigning, we know the assignment process, how to assign the number of units to be transported from one origin to the other. Next step would be to check whether the obtained result is an optimal one or not. Optimal, what is the meaning of optimal? By now you have known, because in LPP also we have seen that our objective would always be having to reach the optimal position. Now, what is optimal position? Optimal position is something which actually enhances or which actually exhausts all your capacities, and it looks after the limitations that prevail within your production process or manufacturing process or operations process. After looking everything, after taking into consideration every aspect associated with the production and manufacturing of a product, your profit gets maximized or your cost gets minimized. That is the level of optimality. Okay, so this optimality level is something which is the best possible outcome as per your own capabilities in the organization. Okay, that is optimal level. Now, when we arrive at a point, say if you remember the sums that we did in the three methods, we were arriving at a particular cost, isn't it? After assigning the number of units to the different cells and then multiplying the number of units to the costs given in those cells, and then adding all the costs multiplied with the cells number of units, we received a particular cost, total cost. We named it as total cost, right? So after arriving at that point, we so far we have ended our sum, isn't it? We have ended our sum till that point. But there is another level in transportation problem, okay? And that level is called to check whether you're arrived at problem or whether you're arrived at solution with regards to the total cost of the transportation problem is actually the optimal one or not. Is it the best possible outcome, or something can be done to improve the solution? So that has to be done now. Now that you have understood all the methods and how to arrive at the total cost point, next thing that you will have to learn is to check whether this is the optimal level or not, or whether this is the best possible solution or not. That you have to check. And the best method of checking this is called MODI. Okay, this is modified distribution method. MO stands for modified, DI stands for distribution. Okay, that's how his name has come as name has been it has been named as MODI. MODI method. All right. Now, I will not explain the steps theoretically. It is there with you attached to this file because later on, if you forget any step, you can refer to this theory. But initially, discussing the theory will not help. So, let us take an example and I will tell you the steps in solving the problem so that you can understand how this is done. Okay. And after that, if you forget, you can refer to the steps given at the top. Okay. Now see, this is a problem given to you. Okay. Sources are given, 3 sources, destinations are given, 4 destinations. Accordingly, the demand from the destination sides are given and the supply capacity from the sources are also given to you. This is a normal transportation problem. This is a balanced one so that we can move ahead. Okay. Now see, these steps we will not do in the class. This has been solved with the help of VAB, Vogel's approximation method. This you will do after the class. Okay. You will write the question after the class and this solution also you will do after the class. This will be your homework because you know how to do VAM. So applying your knowledge on the technique of VAM, you will solve it after the class. Okay. Modi we will discuss in the class. Okay. This Modi method we will discuss in the class and you will do that in your copy. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Tell me. Unmute and tell me. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So this one, no? This is the final table, or you name it as initial basic feasible solution that you will get after solving it. Okay. So leave some space. Maybe 2 pages you leave. If it is a long copy, leave 1 page. That will do. If it is a small copy, leave 2 pages. Okay. For doing it with the help of BAM. And another thing I want to point out. Last day, few of you had sent me the picture of exactly this format that you can see on your screen. That means P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, everything is in the same table. Please do not do it like this, okay? Do not do it like this. The way I taught you, know, in the second sum, first sum that I taught you, you make the allocation separately. Allocation 1, allocation 2, allocation 3, like that. You are making separate table and then finding out the P1, P2, P3 respectively for those tables. That way you will solve this sum. Not like the way you can see on your screen. Okay. This is quite confusing and you may make mistakes if you follow this format. Alright. Also this looks so messy. The examiner will find difficult to check. So you will get less marks. So please do it in separate allocations tables and then find out the P1, P2 respectively and then assign. Okay. Remember that. I don't want to see any picture. Copy it from this screenshot. So copy it from this file that you can see on your screen. Later on it will be uploaded in Moodle. Okay, so this is the final solution. After all assignments, you will get this. So you write this solution in your copy. You write this solution in your copy. Copy it from the screen and write it in your copy. This is the initial basic feasible solution arrived at after allocating the number of units to all the cells, applicable cells. After that, we have got this solution. So copy this initial table and write it in your notebook. it? Finished? Anurag?
No, ma'am.
Anurag?
Yes, ma'am.
You have copied?
Yes, ma'am. Doing now.
No, don't put the sticks. Okay, that I have put those sticks. Do not put those sticks. Just copy the boxes and the small boxes inside each of the boxes and the circled numbers. Those things only you copy. Okay. All right. Now you see. Now you have to check. First thing that we check normally after receiving the transportation problem was what? We used to check whether the problem is a balanced one or not. That we used to check, right? Now, after receiving the initial basic feasible solution, when we want to apply Modi method, another check we have to do. What is that check? All of you listen to me properly, okay? We have to check another thing. The check is, you have to check whether m plus n minus 1 is equals to the number of allocations. Okay, whether m plus n minus 1 is equal to the number of allocations. Number of allocations I will explain, and what is this m and n, that also I will tell. M, right, you can note down for your understanding. M is the number of rows. Okay, then n is the number of columns. M is the number of rows, and n for nose, n is the number of columns. Okay, so row plus column minus 1. What is the number? Row plus column minus 1. How much is it? Tell me. How many rows are there in this table? How many rows are there in this table?
3.
3. And how many columns are there in this table?
4.
4. So 3 plus 4. So 3 plus 4 minus 1. How much will it be?
6.
6. It will be 6. Okay. Now you have to match whether the number of allocations is also 6 or not. Now what is the meaning of number of allocations? Number of allocations means the circled numbers that you have finally arrived at in the initial table. In the solution table, how many circled numbers you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? How many allocations have been made then? How many allocations? 6. And m plus n minus 1 is also 6. Right? So both are 6. That means what? It means that the solution is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. You write this line, okay? Right after copying this table, after copying these numbers within the table, you write. From the table, you write this line. From the table, we see that the number of non-negative, we see that the number of non-negative independent allocation, number of non-negative independent allocation is 6. We see that the number of non-negative independent allocation is 6 equals to m plus n minus 1, m plus n minus 1 equals to 3 plus 4 minus 1 equals to 3 plus 4 minus 1. Okay? Hence, after that you put a full stop and then write hence the solution is non-degenerate non-degenerate basic feasible. Okay. So if this condition satisfies, only then this Modi method can be applied directly. If this condition does not satisfy, listen to me properly. If this condition does not satisfy, we will do those type of sum also within a day or two. If this condition does not satisfy, then we will first have to remove this this degeneracy, and after that only we will apply Modi. Okay, so here we will first have to find out whether the solution is a non-degenerate one or not. If this number 6 would not have been equal to m plus n minus 1, then the solution would have been told a degenerate one. Okay, in that case, first we would have removed this degeneracy by applying some technique, and then we would have applied Modi method. But here we are seeing that this number 6, that means the number of allocations made to this problem, is exactly equal to m plus n minus 1. This means that the solution is a non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, in that case we can directly apply Modi. So after that you find out the transportation cost. After that you write, therefore the initial transportation cost equals to, write like this, that therefore the initial transportation cost equals to so do this method, you know it, how to find out the transportation cost. Here it will be 11 into 13 plus 6 into 17 plus 3 into 14 plus 4 into 23 plus 10 into 17 plus 9 into 18. Okay, so how much did you get? Tell me. How much will you get? Please tell me, okay? What is the cost?
Ma'am, 711.
711. Okay. So we are getting the initial. We will name it as initial transport cost now. Okay. If we are not applying Modi, we would have named it as the total cost. But here we are applying Modi, so we will write the initial transportation cost is so and so, and thus we will get 711. Okay. Now you give the heading Modi method. You give the heading Modi method. Give the heading Modi method. Alright, now if you see these figures in your screen, you will get scared. What are this? Let me tell you. All of you listen to me properly, okay? Those who are sleeping, you can please get up after this class or after all your classes, and at night see my recordings that I am uploading every day on Moodle and then try to understand. Okay, so you see, this was the solution that we got. Listen to me properly, okay? Now you will have to identify one particular row or one particular column which has maximum allocations. Okay? In this table, you will have to find out, you will have to identify one single row or one single column in which there are maximum allocations. Can you identify any row or any column which has a maximum allocations? Which has maximum circled number? Any row or any column, can you identify?
SA.
It is which one?
SA.
SA.
Ma'am,
Yes,
row
ma'am.
B.
B. Row B. That means the second row is having the highest allocations. The first row has only one allocation. See, the first row has only one allocation. Allocation means the circle number, not the tick marks. Okay, tick marks I have put that for another understanding. Highest allocations means the circled numbers. Okay. So the circle numbers, you can see it's highest in the second row. That is row 2. So what we do is we assign a number 0 to this row. See, now I will introduce to you certain U's and certain V's. Okay, U's and V's will be there. What does this U's signify? This U will signify the row side. U will signify the row side. And V, small v, will signify the column side. Okay. Now I will show you some U's and V's. This U means the row side and V means the column side. Alright? Alright. Now see, to apply Modi method, in order to determine the optimal solution, we first determine a set of numbers Ui and Vj. No need to write all these lines, okay? This has been written for your understanding. No need to write. What I will ask you to write, that you will write only, okay? Alright, so in order to apply Modi, first we determine a set of numbers Ui and Vj for each row and column with Ui plus Vj equals to Cij. Okay, what we say is we will define certain additional numbers. Okay, these numbers was not there in the table, but now we will determine certain numbers. That numbers would be signified or would be written as U's and V's. Okay, and we will follow this condition that Ui plus Vj is equals to Cij. What is Cij? Cij's are the costs. The Cij's are the costs. That means this 21, 16, 25, 13, 17, 18, 14, 23. All these are called Cij. Okay. And now we will make some numbers and we will name them as UIs and VJs. All right. Now see, to start with, we give U2. U2 means what? I told you now that you will indicate the number of rows. You will indicate the row side, and U2 when you're writing, this indicates the second row. When you're writing U2, it indicates the second row. Okay. So to start with, we give U2 equals to 0 as the second row has the maximum number of allocations. Okay. So what we will do now is we will assign U2 as 0 because this is the row which is having the maximum allocations. Okay. So all U2 will be 0. Had it been in any column side, say the second column would have been the highest allocated ones. So we would have named it as V2. V2 equals to 0. Are you understanding? Tell me. If not, I will repeat again. Anyhow, I will not be able to finish this sum entirely in this class. So tell me whether up to this it is clear to you or not. U's and V's. What does this U's and V's indicate? Is it clear to you? This calculation we will do tomorrow. Okay, how are we calculating this all UIs? That means U1, U2, U3 and VJs, that means V1, V2, V3, V4. Because there are 4 columns, no? So V1, V2, V3, V4. And there are 3 rows, so U1, U2 and U3. So all this we will calculate with the help of this condition. UI plus VJ equals to Cij. That we will do tomorrow. But tell me, up to this, is it clear to all of you? In the meanwhile, let me take the attendance, okay? Tell me whether everything was clear to you in today's discussion. Okay, please respond, okay? Abhijit? Abhishna? Anurag?
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashmita?
Yes, ma'am.
Vivek?
Present, ma'am.
Devrupa? Harshita? Ishika Chaudhary?
Present, ma'am.
Ishika Agarwal? Kajal?
Present, ma'am.
Kasak?
Present, ma'am.
Khushi?
Present, ma'am.
Reason? Mahima? Mamta?
Present, ma'am.
Mohit? Muskan Prasad? Muskan Gupta?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Namrata?
Yes, ma'am.
Nidhi?
Present, ma'am.
Nitesh?
Present, ma'am.
Swarnadeep? Pawan? Prashil? Pratiksha Chetri? Pratiksha Giri?
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka?
Present, ma'am.
Pooja?
Yes, ma'am.
Rahul? Rajat? Ramkrishna? Rohit Bansal? Rohit Pandey?
Present, ma'am.
Sagar? Salima? Shalini?
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti? Siddhant? Saurabh?
Present, ma'am.
Shobhit?
Yes, ma'am.
Supriya? Suraj? Swayam? Tanya?
Present, ma'am.
Vinit? Okay, then if you don't have any doubts till the parts taught today, you can leave. Tomorrow again we will continue this Modi and we'll start from here. Okay. So you can leave the class and join your next class. Any doubt we will discuss tomorrow in the class. Okay. Bye bye.